Cain wanted to talk to Abel. He drew him out there. We've seen this time and time again in life, haven't we? We've seen it. This is what the devil does, and this is his plan, and this is his plot, and this is his scheme to come against people. We need to walk that kind of walk that Abel walked, don't we? Amen? Do you believe that?
I believe it.
God came to Cain, and he said, "What have you done?" Isn't it ironic that Adam, that he was thrown out of the inner circle, but Cain was thrown out of the outer circle? Cain was expelled. And Cain, when he was called on his sin, unlike David, Cain didn't see why the punishment was so harsh, why it was so bad. Why do I have to suffer this much for what I've done to my brother? That's what the world gives people, isn't it? Do you know people like that? Do you know people that are so filled with this world and what it wants to put in them that they don't even see why their actions have the consequences that they have? Why is this happening to me? I've known people to just smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke all their life, and they say, "Oh God, why do I have cancer?" I can see some people saying, "Why do I have cancer?" But when it says it on the box, if you smoke, it's going to kill you. If you smoke, you're going to get cancer and you're going to die. And you keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Proverbs, it talks about it. It says that there are people out there, and they'll say, "We want you to cast your lot in with us, and we want you to be like us, and we want you to join us." And it says, but there are people out there that they are evil, and that you don't want to put your lot in with them, and you don't want to join in with them, because it says that it's just like a bird that walks into a trap. You can see it coming. You can see what they are. I heard a story a long time ago that there was this little girl and she was walking up a mountainside. And as she was walking, there was a snake that began to follow her. It just slithered along the path beside her. And as they got further and further up, it was making some conversation. It began to get colder. And the snake said, "Little girl," it said, "I'm getting kind of cold." It said, Can I go for a ride in your coat just to warm myself up? You know, they're cold-blooded animals after all. "Could I get inside of your coat to warm myself up?" And she said, "Well, no." She said, "You're a snake. I'm not going to do that." So they progressed further up the mountain, and the temperature began to drop more and more as they had went further. And the snake begged and it pleaded, "Can I get inside your coat?" And she said, "No, you're a snake." And on they went. And finally she broke down when it said, "Little girl, can I get inside of your coat?" And she decided, "Well, I'll put it in." And you know what? It warmed that snake right up. And she kept walking on up. And suddenly, it bit her. And she flung the snake out with tears in her eyes. And she said, "What happened? I was kind to you when you asked for my help. I got you warm when you were cold. I reached out to you and I helped you. Why did you bite me?" And that snake looked at her with its little beady eyes. And it said, "You knew what I was when you picked me up." There are people like that in this world. There are signs and indicators all around that we know what it is when we pick it up. I'm not